Hello. If you're joining my live, thank you for joining. I want us to play a little game and tell me where you're watching from. What do Africans eat the most? Could that be pizza, potato, or swallow? It could be swallow of any sort. And this is for you to answer. If you're here for the first time, if you're here on my channel for the very first time, thank you for joining in. And please do well to subscribe. I love you all for tuning in. My name is Oti of Otysflip. I see a lot of answers. Okay. Wow. Where are you watching from? Because it looks like this game is gonna be fun. Wow, the answers are not really what I expected, but it. Yeah, I know. Could this be dependent on which axis of Africa you're watching this from or wherever you're watching this from? I think so. Potato, pizza. Some numbers are not adding up, but let's see. So for me, it's gonna be a lot of confusion here. I only want to understand why. Why is the option what you picked? Wow, this is getting interesting. Okay, do Africans eat potato the most, or would that be swallow? How well do you know Africans? How well? I'm gonna give this the next 20 minutes so that we'll get the poll sorted out and we'll get the answers. And trust me, it's gonna be fun. So you wanna stay tuned till the end. Now let me tell you a quick story of how a market woman almost got herself in trouble. So the market woman had a customer who was heavily pregnant, and the woman sat right behind her. So unknown to her, she expected the pregnant woman to be very friendly, quite understanding, but she didn't expect her to speak her dialect. So one day, she had a conversation with her fellow neighbor who sells with her, and unknown to her, the woman that is pregnant understands the dialect. So she told her, she said in her dialect that the woman is gonna give birth to a baby boy, that she has seen it obviously. Being an elderly woman, of course, you know the story that says when you're an elder, even if a child climbs a tree, he or she can't tell what the actual thing is. And it was so sad that the pregnant woman, understood every single thing she has been saying from day 1 to day 2 to day 3. And trust me, could you tell what happened the next? The pregnant woman answered, "You are not going to be lying to your neighbor that you can see everything that happens to anybody, especially when you are not in charge of what it takes to be pregnant with a boy or a girl." So what happened? Everybody began to question her judgment of the gender of the baby. And guess what? She was obviously not correct. That was not the gender. And she has always been on the path of saying, I have so much insight to everything that is going on in everybody's life. And from that day, it dawned on her that no, you don't. You just have to make sure you're asking questions, the right questions, get the right answers. Don't just assume, because assumption is the least level of knowledge, right? I get that. So that's obviously going to play out in this our poll today, because I see a lot of funny answers and I'm concerned. Where are we watching from? Where are you watching from? Because this is a poll that I obviously think will help answer the question. So if you're watching me from Africa, Asia, America, Europe, Antarctica, Australia, Austria, just put a comment for me. I just need you to be sure that you were answering correctly. What do Africans eat the most? Wow, my question is simple, but my answers are not simple, right? I guess it's simple. Yeah, it is. It is simple. Now, let me tell you for free that the answers I'm seeing winning, I feel like it's the social media. Okay, okay, this is getting beautiful. I'm enjoying this. I'm seeing some funny answers. At the same time, I'm also enjoying this. Yeah, good to have you, songs and talks with PJ. Thank you so much. I love the fact that responding abruptly. And let me tell you for free today, we're going to reveal the real truth. So when you see an African friend, you want to be a friend to an African fellow, you want to start a conversation with the table set with this. Yeah, and trust me, you get it done quickly, easily. We eat, PJ says, we eat swallow the most in Africa. Shout out from Nigeria. Thank you, PJ. You're doing so well. I'm amazed that you have given us the answer. And here is the actual answer. I was saying we're gonna take this to 20 minutes. But PJ got that. Let's give it up for PJ. Thank you, PJ. You are very, very smart. And here is the answer. The answer is a swallow. A swallow is made of, basically could be what we call the cassava flakes, made into a round, very lovely looking sort of a swallow, where you can mold it into a dough, like get it up that with some beautiful spicy sweetened vegetable rich soup. And when you have that, my darling, you're obviously gonna go to do number two. So pizza wouldn't win on this show, because a pizza isn't a dough that is rolled in the finger. You're gonna do that in a flat surface. And being Africans, we are so good with our hands. We do it with our hands. If you see an African eat a swallow with the utensils, or what we call fucking knife, yeah, we have cassava, which will give you a bath. Oh, you are super smart. I give it to you, a shout out from Africa, Nigeria. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are pretty educating us here, and I'm glad you did. I figured a lot of other countries other than Nigeria appreciate the swallow. And let me tell you why you should appreciate the swallow the more, because I see where people complain about constipation. I don't think it's a thing for us in Africa, because if you obviously want to go with the swallow, of course you're going to pair it with vegetable soup of any sort, and that alone, the swallow has a lot of fiber in it, which will help you number two. And that way, constipation is far from you. And I've had a lot of stories about colon cancer. A colon cancer could be due to stasis of a fecal matter, in the sense that when you eat a lot of ultra refined meals, your body does not have fiber enough to form the stool. Permit me to use that word. As a nurse, I can tell you for free, when you adopt the African meal, which is swallow, every single day, at least once a day or twice, if you can't do any other fiber, this alone will go a long way to help with that constipation. Have you heard of constipation in Africa? I'm not pretty sure of that. If PJ can attest to this, I'm sure you can. So a pizza being the top rated, I'm sorry, my darling, it's for the glam. We do it for the glam. We do it for the pictures. We do it for the likes of, okay, I had this visit to a restaurant, a fine dining. I've got to visit this, just get this done. Let me have a different spice. Maybe we take pictures more. Yeah, no, we don't. We don't experience constipation, trust me. So when we do go for a a pizza trip or treats as you call it, you see us take pictures. We want to post us. We want to show you. But when we are eating our swallow, no way, you wouldn't see us because, man, we want to eat our comfort food. At the same time, we want to take it home and be at ease. Take it easy. But when we're taking the pizza, it's gonna be a rush. We're gonna just make it quick and easy for the glam. I hope you got that right. Okay, so for the potato, my darling, I feel that the potato would have somewhat been close to the pizza. But then we don't do a potato swallow. If at all you get to do that, you want to still make sure that it's in a form of swallow. But swallow potato, now. It's my swallow anyway. Glam isn't beautiful. I don't know. Maybe with the likes of my cutlery, sometimes when I'm out of my comfort zone, yeah, it's beautiful to do that anywhere, anytime, as long as you can enjoy it with no spills. Sometimes the oil in the soup can be some sort of discomfort for me. Yeah, I get that part. But when I'm down with the swallow, I go for it. You should go for it. Everyone go for it. A swallow is beautiful. Of course, a lot of times we start our children with some kind of cereals. But can I tell you for free? The children who begin their meals with swallow, they go a long way in speech. They go a long way in feeding. You wouldn't struggle with the child. I've never had to see children have this is what we call picky eaters in some sort of villages in Africa, because when they start their meals, aside the pap, the only other meal you have is the swallow. You do not have an option of everybody waking up every day to make you feel so comfortable to eat something else other than what is prepared for the family. Yeah, cutlery aren't gonna give you. Oh, you got that right, man. You got that. Serve me the swallow the party instead. You got it. You got it. I see this part of me thinking that every child will learn how to eat swallow. But of recent, it's pretty obvious that a lot of parents these days want to go the part of what the child actually wants. I understand food preference could be an issue, but then again, let's not forget the real essence of swallow. For your colon, it's a beautiful deal. For your daily fiber, beautiful. Do you talk about the gut health? Beautiful. This is the part I want to tell you that stasis of food in the GIT, which is your gut, it's a no-no. You need to move. You need it to move. And what will help it move? It's that bulk. And what will help it reduce the blood sugar spike is the bulk. But when you have a very simple sugar form of meals, what you're doing, you're gonna pick your blood sugar, you're gonna pick your insulin. Before you know it, you're obviously pumping a lot of sugar into your bloodstream. And if there is any meal that sits so well with diabetics, it will be the swallow, because you're obviously gonna pair it with, of course, the veggies, any other thing with loads of protein. Are we talking about the electrolytes, which is the salts that you're gonna use in cooking, or the seafood you're gonna use in cooking? Trust me, my darlings, that is a good way. We don't have wrinkle skins for nothing. No, we can have that because of the fluid and electrolyte balance. I hope this really helped. We're gonna end this live in 20 minutes. We're gonna have this in the next 5 minutes. So I just want us to get this sorted out, beautifully done. But before I go, I wouldn't want it to leave you unrecommended of the swallow. You should try. Can I tell you for free that you should try the fufu? I love fufu so much. But you know what? I wouldn't call it a smell, I would call it an aroma. A very distinct aroma that drives home the point, right? It has to be fermented. And that again, it's a good one for your gut health. Every meal that is fermented, it's pretty good for your gut health. Your microbiomes will love that. Sometimes people walk into places and they have some sort of meals And you wonder why they don't come down with running stomach. No, it's because they've built the muscles, the soldiers in their gut health to withstand all forms of heat back. But when you don't allow your system to accept these things, and you tend to see yourself in somewhere else where you get this some kind of exposure, your body begins to cry out for help, right? Isn't it so? It's so. So my take is simple. Please, if you want to try out fufu, you're good. You want to do a bar, beautiful. Which other one, amala? Good. You want to go, of course, the northern part of Nigeria, beautiful setup. They have their tour, they have their, the bottom line is you're obviously going to pay it with loads of veggies, hence the need for swallow. So the people who picked pizza, you may be of the majority. I'm telling you for free, PJ got that right. And the 33% people who tune in on the swallow, you guys got that right. And this is a beautiful way to start your day. I do this in the morning sometimes, maybe around 12, when I'm, of course, less active and I want to pick my sugar a bit. I don't have a breakfast. I don't know, eat around 12. That way I can eat my swallow. And guess what? One swallow meal filled with a lot of veggies, with your protein, fish, beef, or gut meat, and you down it with water. My darlings, your day is made. I don't get to eat any other thing. Maybe later in the day I go for maybe, let's say, fruits, a smoothie, or not. And we are good. The day is made. My tummy is filled, satisfied. And because swallow is not a simple sugar, your body takes its time to break it down. Have you ever had a swallow and straight up you feel like going to bed? You want to sleep? Yeah, that's it. It's beautiful. It's great. I know we call that a postprandial somnolence, where you just obviously want to sleep because there's a hike in sugar. But trust me, the veggies won't let that happen immediately. So, guys, because today you have tuned in, please do well to subscribe to my channel. I love you so much for tuning in. A big hug to you all for coming out to cheer me up, for supporting and voting. And if you love what we do today, you want this to play out next time, next week, or maybe tomorrow or whenever, of course, just drop a comment for me. I will make sure. I will try. And because I love you so much, I'll obviously recommend you do well to have fufu with afang. Oh no, I'm gonna recommend another one, fufu with egusi. Can I try another one, amala with begiri? Do you want to go for another option? Let's just do veggies, normal pumpkin leaves, what we call edikaiko in my dialect. Or you can just do you. Maybe the black soup would do with any swallow of choice. And trust me, you come back with your testimony. You wouldn't have any wrinkled skin going forward. And constipation will be far from you. I remain your very host, Oti. And I love that you tune in. PJ, thank you so much for being very active. And every other person who has been a top fan of this drill, this poll, I want to say a big shout out. Thank you. Please do well to subscribe. That would be not a good one for me. I really do appreciate you all. Thank you so much. I promise not to take your time. And this is 20 minutes, 40 seconds. And when it's 20 minutes, 45, we're done. Thank you. And enjoy the rest of your day. Good morning from this end. I remain OT of Otysflip. Please do well to subscribe. Thank you. Bye. All right. Mm-hmm.